Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. No, I am not doing a Canadian theme week or month or anything. Just happen to have a whole bunch of Canadian beers in the fridge sent from Faux, aka Weird Beer. So thanks, Faux, for the beer. And in the spirit, I'm wearing my other hockey jersey, the other Albany Reds jersey. The Rats were the New Jersey Devils affiliate. Then they moved to Lowell, Massachusetts, became the Lowell Devils. Then they moved the team back to Albany, and now they're called the Albany Devils. So I need to get an Albany Devils jersey. I need to get a Devils hat too. New Jersey Devils are my favorite NHL team. So anyways, on for the beer. This is a beer I've been wanting to try for a long time. If this is your first video with me, I'll explain the story again. I've had this Alexander Keith's Red Amber Ale glass since 2006 when I was on active duty in the Navy. We went up to Halifax, Nova Scotia. There's a casino right next to the pier. In fact, I'll show a picture of it. And when I went to the casino, I got this glass and I asked if I could buy it, and they just gave it to me. So thanks to the nice Canadian waitress that gave that to me. As for the beer, don't really know that much about it. Have had the Alexander Keith's Premium White and their so-called IPA. They were below average. They weren't terrible. So don't exactly have high hopes for this so-called Red Amber Ale, but yeah, let's take a look at the can here. Alexander Keith's Red Amber Ale. Alexander Keith's Red Amber Ale is a smooth, dark amber ale with a hint of caramel and a slightly fuller, spicy taste. It is rich in color, rich in tradition, and rich in taste. They use taste twice. And it's 473 milliliters, which is, I believe, is 16 ounces, and it's 5% ABV. Alexander Keith was a mayor of Halifax, so they named a brewery after him. Must have been a pretty good mayor if they named a brewery after him. I wish I had known there was a brewery there. We could have done that tour when I was up there. Assuming they do tours, I don't know. Whoa, whoa. Almost had some spillage, but, you know. I mean, definitely, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but it is almost the same color as a can. It's definitely a red ale. Kind of the mahogany orange kind of color. Amber is actually more like a gold color than an orange, brown color, or red color. But yeah, I mean, so far it looks like a pretty nice beer, and I got like a nice four-finger head there. And there's still some left in the can. It's kind of an eggshell color, actually looks kind of creamy. It's like creamy, soapy. It smells like a macro kind of beer. I mean, actually, I think all the three Alexander Keith's beers that I've had, they have all kind of smelled the same. So let's try the Red Amber Ale. I wouldn't call it spicy like they said. It's typical. I find that the Rickards line and the Alexander Keith's line are like almost identical among all the different beers. This would be, you know, between the two different lines I'll have had 6 beers, and they all kind of taste pretty much the same. Kind of a clean, generic, I mean, Amber Ale, it had to be a hoppy beers actually. This is not hoppy. It's just kind of a clean, mild tasting beer. No spice on here. Very watery. Trying to struggle to find some words to describe it. I mean, it's kind of like a typical Canadian macro can beer, you know? Maybe some kind of malty sweetness in there. Definitely no hops. I'm not getting any, you know, intense bitterness or anything. Yeah, extremely neutral tasting. Reminds me just like of the Rickards Dark. Even though that was reported as an amber ale. they're actually not that far off. Maybe I'm just drinking it too cold, so I'll just warm up, see what happens, come back with my final thoughts. Hey, I'm back with the Alexander Keith's Red Amber Ale. Really not much to say about this beer because there's nothing much to describe to it. Like, if I close my eyes and like really concentrate, I get kind of a toasted malt, similar to like an Irish red, and maybe like a drop of caramel or honey sweetness. But it's like I really have to concentrate to reach those flavors. Not that it's like sour or grainy or dirty tasting. It's definitely better than the Rickards Red, but you know, that's really not that much of a compliment. The irony is like, maybe not this particular beer, but beers like this are ones that actually got me on the road to craft beer. Because I've said this, like you saw the interview I did with Simon. I said, you know, when I was on active duty and we went to other countries, I always tried, you know, stuff I couldn't get. Hey, it's not a fizzy yellow beer, it's red or, you know, brown or whatever. I want to try that. So like this beer is something that I was like, hey, this is better than, and it is better than fizzy yellow beer, but then you go on to something better. You know, having tried, this is the third Alexander Keith's beer I've had, and they've all been pretty much the same. They're all 4s. That's what I'm giving this beer a 4. It's like, come on, can't they step it up a little? Like, this is stuff for not even really yuppies would drink. This is like it's like frat boys with discriminating taste. So, yeah. So a 4 for Alexander Keith's Red Amber Ale. It's below average, mediocre beer. Drinkability on it is good though. I mean, because it's so bland and so watery. No bitter aftertaste, which is kind of nice. It's not drying out my mouth. It's not sour or off-putting, but like there's just an extreme lack of goodness here. So that's all I gotta say about it. So again, thanks to Fo at Weird Beer for sending this to me. Give a shout out to Al Harlock. He's out there in Nova Scotia. That's the province where Halifax is. And I'll have to do a video showing my my time there from what, almost 5 years ago. But thanks for watching this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.